Who's there? Nay, answer me. Stand and unfold yourself. Long live the king. Bernardo? He? You come most carefully upon your hour. 'Tis now struck 12. Get thee to bed, Francisco. For this relief much thanks. 'Tis bitter cold, and I am sick at heart. Have you had quiet guard? Not a mouse stirring. Well, good night. If you do meet Horatio or Marcellus, the rivals of my watch, bid them make haste. I think I hear them. Stand! Ho! Who's there?
Friends to this ground,
and liegemen to the day.
Give you good night.
Oh, farewell, honest soldier. Who hath relieved you?
Bernardo has my place. Give you good night.
Holla, Bernardo.
Say what? Is Horatio there?
a piece of him.
Welcome, Horatio. Welcome, good Marcellus.
What has this thing appeared again tonight?
I have seen nothing.
Horatio says 'tis but our fantasy, and will not let belief take hold of him, touching this dreaded sight twice seen of us. Therefore I have entreated him along with us to watch the minutes of this night, that if again this apparition come, he may approve our eyes and speak to it.
Tush, tush, 'twill not appear.
Sit down a while, and let us once again assail your ears, that are so fortified against our story. What we have two nights seen.
Well, sit we down, and let us hear Bernardo speak of this.
Last night of all, when yon same star that's westward from the pole had made his course to illuminate that part of heaven where now it burns, Marcellus and myself, the bell then beating one.
Peace, break thee off. Look where it comes again.
In the same figure, like the king that's dead.
Thou art a scholar. Speak to it, Horatio.
Looks it not like the king? Mock it, Horatio.
Most like, it harrows me with fear and wonder.
It would be spoke to.
Question it, Horatio.
What art thou that usurped this time of night, together with that fair and warlike form, in which the majesty of buried Denmark did sometimes march? By heaven, I charge thee, speak.
It is offended.
See, it stalks away.
Stay, speak, speak, I charge thee, speak.
'Tis gone, and will not answer.
How now, Horatio? You tremble and look pale. Is not this something more than fantasy? What think you on it?
Before my God, I might not this believe without this sensible and true avouch of mine own eyes.
Is it not like the king?
As thou art to thyself, such was the very armour he had on, when he the ambitious Norway combated. So frowned he once when, in an angry parle, he smote the sledded poleaxe on the ice. 'Tis strange.
Thus twice before, and jumped at this dead hour. With marital stock hath he gone by our watch.
In what particular thought to work I know not, but in the gross and scope of mine opinion. This bodes some strange eruption to our state.
Good now, sit down and tell me, he that knows, why this same strict and most observant watch so nightly toils the subject of the land, and why such daily cast of brazen cannon and foreign mark for implements of war, why such impress of shipwrights whose sore task is not divide the Sunday from the week, what might be toward that this sweaty haste doth make the night joint laborer with the day. Who is it that can inform me?
That can I, at least the whisper goes so, our last king, whose image even but now appeared to us, was, as you know, by Fortinbras of Norway, thereto picked on by a most emulate pride. Dare to the combat, in which our valiant Hamlet, for so this side of our known world esteemed him, did slay this Fortinbras, who by a sealed compact, well ratified by law and heraldry, did forfeit with his life all those his lands which he stood seized of to the conqueror, against the which of a modi competent, which gagged by our king, which had returned to the inheritance of Fortinbras had he been vanquished, as by the same covenant and carriage of the article designed. His fell to Hamlet, no sir, young Fortinbras, of unimproved metal hot and full, hath in the skirts of Norway here and there starked up a list of lawless resolutes for food and diet, to some enterprise that hath a stomach it, which it no other, as it doth well appear upon our state, but to recover of us by strong hand, in terms compulsory, those foresaid land, so by his father lost. In this, I take it, this the main motive of our preparations, the source of this our watch, and the chief head of this post haste and rummage in the land.
I think it to be no other, but even so, well may it sort that this pretentious figure comes armed through our watch so like the king, that was and is the question of these wars.
A mote it is to trouble the mind's eye, and the most high and palmy state of Rome, a little ere the midst Julius fell. The grave stood tintless, and the sheeted dread did speak and gibber in the Roman streets, all stars with trains of fire and dews of blood, disasters in the sun and the moist star, upon whose influence Neptune's empire stands, was sick almost to doomsday with eclipse, and even the like precurse of feared events as harbingers preceding still the fates, and prolong to the omen coming on, have heaven and earth together demonstrated upon our clematures and countrymen. But soft, behold, lo, here it comes again. I'll cross it through it blasphemy. Stay, illusion! If thou hast any sound or use of voice, speak to me. If there be any good thing to be done, that may to ease and grace to me, speak to me. If thou art privy to thy country's fate, which happily foreknowing may avoid, O speak. Or if thou hast apported in thy life extorted treasure in the womb of earth, for which they say our spirits oft walk in death, speak of it. Stay and speak. Stop it, Marcellus.
Shall I strike at it with my partisan?
Do it will not stand.
'Tis here.
'Tis here.
'Tis gone. We do it wrong, being so majestical, to offer it the show of violence, for it is, as the air, invulnerable, and our vain blows malicious mockery.
It was about to speak when the cock crew.
And then it startled like a guilty thing upon a fearful summons. I have heard the cock that is the trumpet to the morn, doth with his lofty and shrill sounding throat awake the god of the day, and at his warning, whether in sea or fire, in earth or air, the extravagant and earning spirits hies to his confine, and of the truth heroine of this present object made probation.
It faded on the crowing of the cock. Some say that ever against that season comes, wherein our Saviour's birth is celebrated, the bird of dawning singeth all night long, and then they say, no spirit dare stir abroad. The nights are wholesome, and then no planets strike, no fairy tales, nor witch hath power to charm. So hallowed and so gracious is that time.
So have I heard, and do in part believe it. But look, the morn in russet mantle clad walks over the dew of yon high eastward hill. Break we our watch up, and by my advice, let us impart what we have seen tonight unto young Hamlet, for upon my life, the spirit dumb to us will speak to him. Do you consent we shall acquaint him with it, as needful in our loves, fitting our duty?
Let's do it. I pray, and I this morning know where we shall find him most conveniently.